Welcome all to another episode of Old Man Folders and the Mall Ninja Kid.
Please sit on my face.
Like that episode of Grandma's Boy where the robot dude is like,
Please sit on my face.
I talk like a robot when I'm nervous.
You must be nervous a lot. All right, get into today. Where should we start? I mean,
I don't know.
So, okay, well, I got something I've been waiting on for a while. I got some 30-round 10 Glock mags. Well, made by ETS Group I have a Glock 20. And last time I talked to the Glock reps, they're like, do you need anything? And they sent me some Glock 19 mags and stuff, and I was like, I know what I need is I need a stick mag for the 10 mil. And they're like, yeah, we don't make that. So I did some Googling, and two brands specifically came up highly recommended. One was ETS Group, and for the life of me, I can't remember the other one. But it doesn't matter because they were both out of stock. So I put in a, notify me when these are back in stock. And ETS sent me an email last week. I bought a couple of stick mags, very reasonable, $17. I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
Because I wanted these so I only have one 30-round mag for my Vector. So I thought about just getting because the Vector is it's like a conversion of a factory mag. But I can't say from personal experience, but I've heard tell that they're not the most reliable thing in the world. But like I said, I don't know anything about them from personal experience. So I figured I'd give a couple of these ETS stick mags a go.
and this must be the new generation of them too.
These just came in stock last week. So
I love how they're
we'll
clear.
see.
You could smoky glass.
I like
you could see 'em.
the red and black. Oh,
yeah,
it
they're
is
not,
clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're in smoke. So I don't know if ETS makes them in not smoke, but yeah, they're kind of translucent, which I kind of like in that you don't have to, you know what I mean? Just checking to see how many rounds are in there is like you just flip it to the back and like, oh, there we go.
I didn't even know they made 10mm mags. That's awesome. Because I'm familiar with their 9mm mags. Their first generation had problems, but I've heard that
So you've
their
owned
latest
so
stuff-
you were saying you've owned ETS mags in the past.
Yeah. Their first generation, I had the pure clear ones, and they were really popular, but I did have problems with the first one. They're super tough, though. You could, run these over with your car.
Really?
And still use them.
And they do use a factory butt cap too. So if you want to
Okay.
pull the butt cap off and you have one that is matched to your firearm or whatever, you can pop those on there. Like I have
Very cool.
like my Glock 30, I have it's got the extra little finger, that's the extended mag, and it's stippled and Cerakoted to match and everything, so I can do that with this. But not that it's going to matter. It's going to be 4 inches lower than the grip anyway. So
Have you seen the little butt caps they make that are just little dangly testicles?
I have not.
You could totally get one of those and put them on there, and it just has little tiny blue balls dangling
I
around.
don't think I
3D
like that.
printed, probably.
Yeah.
I don't know. Cast, bronzed.
That'd be cool.
Bronze, yeah.
Yeah, no, that'll be interesting.
Yeah, so I like I wanted to get a couple of stick knives, so I'll run a couple of these and see how I like them. If I like them, I'll get more. I like the idea of just having a collection of these. Like, who needs the small mag for the Glock 20?
Yeah.
I mean, you run a bunch of these, and it's Vector or 20, and you just kind of just pick and choose.
I'll bring you an SMG one. We'll see how that works, too.
Okay.
Those have been really reliable for us.
Okay, yeah, we should go out to the range and give them a little run through.
What's interesting is I've heard the Vector ones work good in the Vectors, but they just don't work as good in the Glocks.
Oh, really?
Because of the angle or something. So I don't know if that'll be a factor.
Well, I'm interested to find out because now when I picked up the Vector, it only had one mag. I do like the look of the Vector mags better. I mean, it's all a cosmetic thing, so who really gives a shit? But I do like the look of the Vector mags just because they kind of match the gun and they
Yeah.
I mean, they look fucking space age a little
They
bit.
do. They do.
So this is a side note, and this reminds me of this. Have you guys seen that new Quaid movie? I think it's Dennis Quaid's kid, where he can't feel pain. That's a superpower.
Yeah. Novocaine.
Novocaine, yeah. And
Novocaine.
there's a Glock that drops in the deep fryer loaded, and it doesn't go off. And it's sitting there deep frying for a few seconds, and eventually he has to kill this person, but he doesn't feel pain. He knows his hand's fucked.
Yeah.
And somehow the polymer makes it through this.
And he dips
This
his hand
deep fry
in there,
process.
and it's got fucking beer batter on it when he pulls it out, and like shoots the dude. And I'm like, I don't know. I feel like those rounds would cook off.
I feel like the polymer frame would melt so fast.
I just
Like, I mean, how's the trigger group going to work? The trigger's going to be nothing.
it's gonna
be
be very
soft.
well lubricated.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely going to be soft. You're going to grab it and it's just going to squish into your hand.
Like it would last for a few seconds. How long was it in the fryer?
Like 30 to 45 seconds.
Okay.
I mean,
Possible, but it's going to be
I still
soft,
feel like
yeah.
it's going to be like shooting with a frame made out of Play-Doh.
Yeah, yeah.
Marshmallow gun.
Marshmallow Play-Doh gun.
So I can hardly wait to go back to SHOT Show next year. I'm already counting the months down. It was so amazing. But I don't know how my friend Steve is going to react. We play this practical joke on him. 'Cause my buddy Steve, he's got a pretty big channel, but he's very conservative. He's kind of like a hillbilly ex-cop from Wyoming. And so, you know, he's a straight shooter. The guys we were hanging out with were just constantly acting gay. And he started getting pissed off about it.
The kind of guy who wants to play gay chicken.
And once they realized it was pissing him off, then they just really laid on with it. And I'm convinced that steroids do make you gay, because the worst guys that were doing it were all just jacked on steroids. But anyways, they were just pissing him off. And, you know, after a couple days, Russian intelligence guys kept having these sushi dinners they were paying for. And so everybody's just getting drunk, and we're eating sushi for 2 hours. And then, you know, gay jokes, acting gay. And after a couple days, he was just like, okay, guys, that's enough. I'm not gay. Okay, please stop. And he was like getting visibly upset.
Yeah.
And so they're like, yeah, he's getting pissed. And then
That's
one
the
of them,
worst.
one of them pulled me aside and he's like, hey, you're a psychologist, Chook. What does it mean when Steve gets really mad when we act gay? And I was like, oh, that means he is gay, 100%. Absolutely. It's reverse psychology. And
Known fact. Textbook.
yeah, everybody knows that. And so when I said that, they were just like, ah, yeah. And so then it got even worse.
You're using your powers for evil, Chook.
Yeah, I am. And then, Chook said he really is gay. And then so it just got way worse. But now we've got this plan, and I feel really bad because it could end really well. I don't know how he's going to react. But we're all going to chip in and rent a room in the Venetian, and we're going to trick him like lunchtime during SHOT. We're going to be like, hey, come upstairs. You know, there's some deals going on you'll really like. And then when he comes up there, there's going to be 15 of us, like a bunch of YouTubers and a bunch of industry guys and like 5 Russians. We're all going to be like sitting around a little semicircle with little papers, and it's going to be, what are they, intervention. So we're going to be like, Steve, please have a seat.
Oh, he's going to love this.
Yeah, and we're going to be like, I am here to tell you that you don't have to be scared to be gay, and we're each going to like read one. We'll see how far we can get before he just snaps.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know.
Steve's not going to go to SHOT Show 2028, I guarantee you. Or if he is, he's not going to tell you all he's going there.
Yeah. So it could be bad, but everybody's looking forward to it. So we'll see.
Maybe I need to go to SHOT Show next year.
Yeah.
I haven't been in a while.
Do you guys go to Blade Show every year?
No, the way we do the trade shows is very much like, if somebody feels like going, they can go.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't necessarily make it a plan to go to everything every year.
Yeah.
People always ask us too, like, you know, why don't you set up a table why don't you go to all the gun shows and this and that? It's like, because it's its own job, you know? It's like I spend all week here, I have Sunday off. I don't want to take Saturday away from the shop and take my day off Sunday and then just go sit at a gun show for 2 days. You know, it's, I mean, I get it, yeah, but it's, you know, you gotta pick and choose your battles, and then it's kind of the same thing with. I stopped going to Blade Show for a while because I think the first 3 years I lived here, I had to go to Vegas 6 times.
Oh, boy.
And I lived in Phoenix, so it was a 3.5 you had your foot in it, but it's generally about a 4-hour drive. So I've been to Vegas a lot, but never that often. And so I moved, 3,400 miles away from Vegas and had to end up going to Vegas so many times. And eventually I was just like, no more Vegas for a while. Yeah. I just kind of wanted to be away from it. I like SHOT, but eventually it just got to be enough.
Yeah. When in Blade Show, do they really, like, when they open the doors, are there really like 400 chubby guys that just start running for the booths to buy like the drop knives? Does
It's
that really
more
happen?
like watching a bunch of penguins proceed in a direct.
Well, and the thing is too is a lot of times they get in there to try to buy that shit, but you can't walk away with it till the end. You know what I mean? So, and a lot of times they won't even let you buy it until it comes up to the end. And it's like, okay, now we're done. Now we'll start selling stuff. But a lot of times it's like, not for sale. You can't have
I wonder
it.
why they're all running. They're just trying to get their spot. Like, oh, I'll buy it now and then just save it for me.
I think so. I think that's what they want to do because it's all exclusive stuff. But a lot of the guys that put that much effort into it aren't necessarily collectors. They're flippers. And, they want to get a hold of it and they want to put it on USN or they want to put it on, they would put it on eBay and try to make a couple of bucks off it or something like that. And I guess I respect the hustle, but I don't like the way you've chosen to do it, especially when what you're trying to do is you're trying to be a middleman between the maker and the real collector. And you just want to be the guy that makes a couple of bucks off the guy who really wants it because he's willing to pay more because he's a collector and you're just some dickbag who can run faster than him at SHOT Show.
Right. That makes it worse.
I guess. That's my 2 cents. But whether or not I'm right, I really don't know.
I mean, bourbon groups are just as guilty of it, but like, if it was me and I had free time, anytime I see a group like that, I want to get ingratiated into those circles.
Yeah.
So that I can then purchase this stuff and hold on to it and just rub it in these fucking flippers' faces. Like, I showed up late.
And
I went and talked to Fred over there, who's a friend of mine.
Yeah.
I didn't meet him here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I went and got this limited exclusive thing for like a fucking handshake and a high five. And, oh, you want this? Well, you can never have this.
Be
Fuck
like
you.
the Black Friday Walmart fight over a TV. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I still think you guys should go to Western Hunt Expo. I want to go. It happens right after, right before SHOT or right after SHOT, but it's always like in Salt Lake or sometimes Arizona.
I don't know.
Oh, they move it around?
I think they move it around, yeah.
I can't go to Salt Lake. I'll burst into flame.
Yeah,
come on
probably
now.
will.
You'll
would
just fucking just emulate as you fucking land.
Yeah. Once I get to a certain altitude, I just start burning from the feet up. It's postmortem conversion. There was like a conspiracy theory going around a long time ago. I don't know if it's still it, but the Mormon's own Ancestry.com.
Yes.
And so in order to get access to Ancestry.com and get your, you get your DNA or whatever, I'm this much East European, I'm this much English or whatever. You they require all the information that's needed to convert you to Mormonism post-mortem. So the conspiracy theory is that if you've used Ancestry and gotten your lineage done, that when you pass away, they convert everybody to Mormonism post-mortem.
Whoa, that's a cool theory. That sounds
I have no idea if there's any merit
believe
to
it
it at all.
I was telling Chad what my genealogy was, and he's like, "Oh, you used Ancestry.com, did you?" And I'm like, "No," and he's like, "You're going to be a Mormon at some point after you're dead." And I'm like, you know what? Joke's on them. They fucking invited me.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to take a shit in the corner, and they're going to like it.
I believe the theory already.
I mean, I don't know. It's fun, but it's, you read it I read it online, so it must be true.
You could replace Mormonism with Scientology, and everyone would be like, "Yep, it
Oh,
happened."
100% I'd believe that.
Speaking of Glock mags, I forgot there's this new thing going on the internet. It was leaked that Glock is going to come out with their stock version of those 15-round mags for the 43X and the 48 that Shield Arms makes, which is really going to be a game changer. I'm going to do a video on that.
15-round mags for which one?
For those little teeny micro.
Oh, yeah.
The 43X and the 48. So they're super thin, and Shield Arms figured out a way to make, 15 rounds in what was a 10-round Glock mag. So if that's true, and that's actually coming up, that's going to be a game changer for all the 48 models they make, and 43X, which I really like. It's a good series.
I never shot a 43X.
When you said stock, I got all excited there for a minute. I was like, they're coming out with a stock for their Glocks?
Well,
Fuck yeah.
Well, I did have one of those. I had to make sure to never keep it in the same building.
It's called
as
a Vector,
my
right?
Glocks. No. No, they make these. So, at the rear of the Glock frame, right behind the mag well, there's a slot there, and there's a hole at the bottom of the grip, if you're familiar with Glocks. So I think it's IWI. I think IWI makes it. I think it's made out of Israel. I know that. But it's this. It slides up in that hole and locks into that pin, and it's basically a stock, so you can shoulder a Glock.
Oh yeah.
And it's adjustable and everything, and they're polymer, and they're not expensive. So I had one of those. I gave it to a buddy of mine who's a former Fed. I'm really not. I can't keep it in the same building as my guns. You know, it's very illegal for me to have. So
yeah.
I gave it to my buddy who's a Fed, and I gave it to him, and he goes, "Is this a sting operation? Like, what are you doing here?" I go, "No.
That's awesome.
I just don't want to be on a list somewhere."
I'm just imagining like a 10mm Glock with like a 40-round stick mag and full auto with that little tiny stock.
That'd be cool.
So
Put some sort of like little tiny pistol grip, foregrip on it.
they have a little Picatinny at the front. You can put it on
Yeah,
there.
you got a little
FRT.
tiny thing like this, and then you got your little tiny bayonet that's about 2 inches long. I've seen them. They do make them. They're
Yeah.
cute.
Well, ETS Mags, they actually announced this year at SHOT my idea originally that I had is that idea they had with the little Micro 9 mags, they are now making Glock 17 size mags for the Glock 17, Glock 45 that hold like 21 or 22 rounds. Like
Really?
we figured out a way to just stuff a whole bunch more in there.
Yeah.
So that'll be cool. ETS is always, or no, Shield
Black
Arms,
Magic.
sorry.
Oh, Shield. Okay.
Shield Arms is making their version of that.
I was like, man, we are heavily advertising for ETS during this.
Yeah, no,
episode.
it's Shield Arms. You mixed up. But that'll be pretty cool.
What about that good old Wilson Combat then, if we want to change topics?
Oh, God. With 1911s, the mag has always been their greatest fault. It's always, it's a super reliable pistol, but the mags have problems just with the angle they have to get, being single stacked.
Yeah.
So,
I always had. I've only owned 2 1911s. The last one I had was a SIG 1911, but it was Gen 1, and SIG didn't make them first gen. Wilson Combat, I want to say, made them. And I mean, I liked it, and it was nice, but you take it out to the range, and it was the pickiest little bitch when it came to ammunition.
yeah.
Unless you were shooting social ammo, you just take some dirty range rounds, some Blinken ammo down there.
Yeah.
And it didn't want to cooperate. And I got to the point where it'd get so jammed up, I'd be on the bench just trying to get the jam free.
Yeah.
And I took it upstairs and I took it into the workshop and polished this and smooth that and mirror polish and the ramp and all that, and just couldn't get the thing to cooperate. And to the point where I ended up just like, screw it, put it on Alaska's list and put it up for sale.
My
I don't
only
deal with it
issue
anymore.
with Wilson Combat is they make mags for weird and obscure shit, which I have a lot of their mags for weird and obscure shit. So like my Browning BDM, they're the only company that still makes mags for it.
Wow.
And so one of them's a factory mag, the other one's a Wilson Combat mag. I actually have 3 mags for it from them. And it's a double stack 9mm. And you almost have to use a speed loader and a vise to load the damn thing all the way down.
Oh, it just kills your thumbs?
So stiff.
Yeah, it's so fucking stiff.
Yeah.
It doesn't try to feed extra rounds or anything like that. It works like a charm every time, but you ain't fucking loading this thing in the field.
I've never had a problem with Wilson mags.
I got to put it in a vise and like put my full fucking body on it and like 1 round, 2 round, 3 round.
That's how brand new SIG double stack mags are. They always like that until you shoot them a few times. It's really hard to get them in. When I have a 1911, I always change out all the stock mags for a Wilson Combat or a Chip McCormick mag to get it to work well.
I always did the same thing. I'll always buy Wilson Combat mags for 1911. That's all I've really ever owned, to be honest.
No. But I mean, it's a beautiful gun, and the worst 1911 trigger is still going to be better than the best Glock trigger. So that's
Even
one
you throw in
thing.
a Zev or something, you know?
Yeah, and that's one thing you can say for them. And I really like the whole thing with 2011s. Like everybody's making 2011s now, and it just makes sense.
How many do you have?
I only have one. I do need to get a 10mm 2011 now that
What do you have?
I got
Staccato, don't you?
I have the
Yeah, the
staccato that takes Glock mags, which was the greatest invention ever.
Yeah.
So I have the Glock 19 size one. The only lame thing about it is because they had to build it around a Glock mag, it feels like a Glock when you hold it instead of like their CS line or their staccato C line, which was just so thin and nice.
You know, Glock sent me a whole shitload of Glock 19 mags.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
You need some. They were trying to get me to replace the slide, and I didn't realize it until after I was talking to them. So I did some custom work on my Glock 19 slide. And I did it with, put some serrations in it, and I did it on the laser rather than doing it on the mill.
Yeah.
And my first, practicing on my own shit, fucked it up here and there, but it's good enough for me. I don't give a shit. It's just a Glock. And I was showing it to the guys at Glock, and they're like, "You want a new slide?" And I was like, "No, I'm fine." And like, "You sure you don't want a new slide for that thing?" You'll be showing people that thing. So it's just, I don't know. I don't particularly like my Glock 19. I think it's probably going to be for sale here soon. It's never really agreed with me. So
the people at Glock were so nice at SHOT.
They're really great guys.
Like Ruger and Glock were just so welcoming. There were some other big companies that even if you were a medium-sized channel, even some big channels, they didn't want to give you the time of day. They were like, "Oh, fill this out, and we might schedule an interview with you," and then they would just never email you. Whereas Glock, we walked right in, and they brought out their media people, and like, "Oh yeah, you want to do an interview right now?" And they were just super welcoming, super nice.
Oh, shit.
Even to small channels, they were just very cool. I was pretty impressed with how they treated people compared to...
They realized that 4 dozen smaller influencers eclipses 3 big ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
It feels more
Yeah.
genuine.
Yeah, making
Probably.
yourself accessible. I mean, it builds. Yeah. It
Builds goodwill.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It does.
This episode brought to you by Glock. It's not just Tupperware, it's family.
All right, that's certified. I like it.
Okay, what were we talking about? Our favorite and
lockups.
our most hated lockups.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm carrying a Microtech Ram lock today, which is...
A modified crossbar, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
if you wouldn't call a crossbar lock, it's like it starts with the Benchmade, obviously.
So that's the same as an axis lock, as a crossbar lock?
Yeah, that's the generic term for it.
Okay.
It's got a little bit more meat behind it between the lock face and the bar than some other ones. But yeah, it's very similar.
And they're driven a little differently. It's got a spring that comes down the spine of the knife and drives it forward. But Benchmade has used that on their axis lock too. I think they used it in the Anthem. I think they also use it in the Narrows.
And the patent is out on that.
Yeah,
now, right?
patent ran out a couple of years ago, probably 3 or 4 years ago now, I want to say.
In fact, we sold, that's the Moy RL from Miraguron, which is a Chinese brand that just came on the scene. And it got Omega springs, and it's a fucking crossbar lock.
Crossbar lock, yeah.
They could almost call it an axis lock. It's very suspiciously similar.
Yeah, axis lock is like the brand name for Benchmade, whereas car is the generic term.
Yeah,
Okay.
so since the patent ran out.
Microtech calls it a Ram lock.
Anybody can do it now.
Yeah, anybody can do it.
I've seen
Anybody.
a ton of Chinese brands.
Everybody
like
is doing it
Kaiser, a QB is infamous for that. A bunch of different brands are coming out with like a crossbar lock that is basically like small liners up front, big old scales, nested demi liners, and then like Omega springs and a crossbar lock.
But I mean, as far as the overall quality of the design, the lockup itself it's one of the strongest ways to lock up a knife.
I've heard that.
So much more so than like a frame lock or a liner lock. But I mean, but if you're just talking about the kind of I want to say physics, but the leverage of the lockup over the blade. I mean, a button lock is kind of getting into that neighborhood too.
Yeah.
Because it's essentially performing the same kind of lockup task, just in a different configuration.
So the crossbar would be your top number one, would you say?
No, not really.
I know you like that click.
No,
from
as
the
far
frame lock.
as far as like the overall, from an engineering standpoint, I have quite a lot of respect for it.
Okay.
I own 2 Microtech Ram locks. I don't think I own anything. I don't think I own a Benchmade with an axis lock.
Okay.
Just because, I don't know, aesthetically, it's just not my thing. I like frame locks for some reason. I think maybe it's just a bit more old school design.
Yeah.
I'm more comfortable with it. I think my preferred lockup would be probably a frame lock, although it's not the ideal lock system, but I prefer it the most.
It's got a weird kind of like tactility to it where it goes kerchunk.
It's fidgety.
Yeah.
And I'm a fidgety person.
Yeah. So what is, I know there's the liner lock is on the inside, and the frame lock, is that the one that a Pair 2 has on the?
No, that's compression lock.
Oh, compression lock. That's
Liner,
one of my favorites.
liner lock and frame lock are basically the exact same thing.
Okay.
It's just a liner lock will have a cover on the outside.
Oh, and the frame lock
And
is
the
like
frame
a big
lock has
chunk
got the
of
and it's,
titanium.
the frame lock
Yeah.
has the big cut through
Okay.
to where like, and you have to have like
Gotcha.
a little relief.
Yeah, I would say, again, design dependent, but the frame lock tends to be stronger. There's a lot more meat behind it.
Yeah.
And the liner lock is just a thin piece of steel. Usually, that's not always true. There's always going to be an outlier, right?
Yeah.
But generally.
Mhm.
And then the compression lock from Spyderco is a different way
To hold on to what it functions as, the way it grabs a hold of the blade is the same as like a back lock. You know, like on a Buck 110. Where it's got a little steel nub that hooks into a spot on the blade
Right.
and stops the blade from moving. The compression lock does that, but it does it from the side like a liner lock, but it engages like a back lock. And a back lock is just like, I mean,
And
it's
that's
old
why
school tech.
it's
I
a
just
little
learned something
tougher
new.
than a
Yeah.
liner lock.
Yeah.
So if you had to pick, what would be your top 3 in order?
whatever Microtech's fucking using.
I do like, I mean, well, then there's a lockup in like an out the front, which is like a sear or like a lock, like a little lock bar. But they're small. They're super small. They're like 3 or 4 millimeter square. And just a little piece of titanium or probably steel, I would guess. And it's spring driven, you know, and it just, so, but it is stronger than generally it's stronger than the handle substrate it's in. So the sear won't fail. It will mash the frame of the knife to fail it. Which to fail and out the front is a pretty serious thing.
In forged, milled aluminum.
Yeah, it'll
Or
be in
wear
60,
and tear over the years.
Yeah, it'll be at least in 6061. You'll have to fail that aluminum before that steel sear will.
Can you
will
imagine
fail.
how many people you had to stab to get there?
A lot. One of the guys will probably have to be made out of concrete or wearing a plate. Otherwise,
I'm going to say my number 1 would be a compression lock. Next, I like the liner lock. And then crossbar would be my number 3.
I would say my favorite that I like that when I go to buy something, my preferred is frame lock. I do like the compression lock for the same reason I like the frame lock, is it's very fidgety, and I like that.
Yeah.
Especially because you don't have to cross the plane of where the blade shuts to fidget with it. You can just hold it in the back and flip it around. And then my least favorite, well, my third favorite of the 3 would be
You willing to come back to that
probably
after?
the ram lock crossbar style lock.
Yeah.
I'd probably put liner lock near the bottom. I do like button locks though, especially because so many good automatics come button lock.
Yeah.
I mean, just go to ProTech's website. I mean, it's button locks for days, and they make such cool shit.
It's fast.
The coolest.
The coolest.
Has there ever been a time where a out the front failed and it just shot the blade out like into a wall or something?
Funny you mention that.
There are so many things that have to fail before that, but
So, I did that one time. So I specifically used a Microtech Scarab because the Scarab has 2 internal springs rather than a single internal spring to move the blade.
Yeah.
So I figured it'd be the strongest one. That'd be the coolest. So what I did is I took the stop out of it so that when it comes out, it's just gonna go.
Yeah.
And like, we were all really interested to see this, and so I was like, okay, everybody gather around, and and we had like a target where we'd throw tomahawks into.
Right.
It's like, all right, everybody gather around, check this out. It's gonna be so cool. And I hit the button, and it just kind of fell out the end.
Oh,
like
man.
it maybe went 6
Man.
inches. It just kind of like out the front of the dive. We're all like, shit. We really thought that was gonna be much cooler than it was. So they just don't have the kind of power that people think they have. Maybe like a Halo, like a single action that has to be cocked. Maybe a Halo would get some distance on it, but I mean,
or
when
the
you think
Halo-
about it,
the Halo 10,
yeah.
that might launch it through a car door.
But when you think about it, like, out the fronts generally won't even puncture a business card. So really, how much
Yeah.
force do they have?
And it would be more illegal than a machine gun, basically.
Yeah,
too,
ballistic.
like
Ballistic. I'd rather be
Ballistic.
caught with a full auto unlicensed than I would with a ballistic knife. Ballistic
Ballistic
knives are federally illegal.
If you're like hunting sharks or something, you can get a special permit for them, right?
I would assume so because they make that. Well, they also make that wasp now too that has the CO2 cartridge and a hollow blade. So you stab the shark and hit the button and it fills it with CO2, and so it floats. It's supposed to float away or whatever, you know.
And so like surfers that are really scared of sharks can just have one like.
I mean, I guess, but I don't see the practicality. One guy came in one time trying to buy one of those. He wanted to give it to his wife for bear protection. I was like, "You fucking nuts! You gotta hand-to-hand combat a bear and stab it? Might as well just, why don't we dull it and file the hilt off of it so it hurts less when the bear stuffs it up her ass?"
Wasn't there a knife that you could like stick into a shark and then it would like fill the shark up with helium or
That's
something?
the wasp.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
it's
that's
called
the
the wasp. Yeah, it uses a CO2 like a whipped cream container. It uses one of those like a BB gun.
Yeah.
It uses one of those, and then but there's a channel down the blade, so you stick it and it empties all the CO2 into the shark, I guess. But
Interesting.
I don't.
I got it.
It seems gimmicky, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I don't feel like. I mean,
Does it shoot out the blade or
I don't
stay
swim, so-
connected? Does it stay connected?
no, it stays connected. Yeah, so
Oh,
it just
gotcha.
shoots air out the tip of the blade.
Gotcha.
So you stab the thing and then it shoots air into it. I mean, like I said, I don't swim. I'm not interested.
That sounds like an embolism waiting to happen.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if I had to fight a bear with it, I'd rather just stick it in my neck and fucking pull the trigger than fight a bear with it.
So when I become Batman, not only do I want the tubes with the little derringers that flick out into the wrist,
Yeah.
but I think now on the top part of the forearm, I need like 2 ballistic knife tubes on each arm, and then I could just fire one with whatever finger and
They're,
just like
they're
shoot a
crazy
blade.
easy to operate. I've used one before.
I feel like you just need like 2 like wakizashis to shoot out of your fucking sleeves.
Oh,
Yeah.
speaking of wakizashis,
Yeah.
we got some good news recently. So we have 2 wakizashis here in the shop.
So I'm a bad mall ninja. Explain to me exactly what a wakizashi is.
So katana is for
Also-
fighting outdoors, wakizashi is for fighting indoors, and the tanto, the smallest, so it's 3 sizes.
Okay, I knew that
Wakizashi
one.
is for fighting indoors. So
Medium size?
yeah, so they're made to size. So what
Okay.
the point of a wakizashi is, if you hold your hands down straight and you point the blade up,
Yeah.
it shouldn't go past your shoulder.
Okay.
And it was designed to be able to turn around in a hallway. Was
So
the idea. So it's
it's-
fighting indoors.
It's basically the Japanese version of that like pirate boarding sword that
Yeah.
Dakota has.
There you
What-
go.
What is that thing? It's like a French boarding
Yeah,
sword.
it's a Napoleonic era naval artillery sword. It's a gladius that you're supposed to be stabby stab on the artillery deck because using guns on the artillery deck was fucking suicide. You would die.
If you missed, 3 people are gonna die.
No, if you miss, the whole ship fucking blows up.
I thought it was short because of hallways too, though.
No, it is short because you're fighting, on, the
fighting
ship.
on a ship.
If that dude's fighting, you're fucked. You're already boarded. They're on the 3rd deck.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like
Gotcha.
it's a short little gladius for just you have it straight in front of you and you stabby stab. You don't
Yeah.
swing it. You just stab.
Okay.
So we have a katana from the 1800s, and then we have 2 Wakis in the shop. And we have a friend that used to appraise, among other things, but he used to appraise Wakis, and he can read kanji, and he can look, and he'll take the handles off, and he can tell by like the maker mark, and sometimes just by grind and stuff like that. He can kind of like narrow it down. So we had a Waki from what we thought was my personal one that we thought was from the 1700s.
Yeah.
And then we have another one that the shop owns that we thought was from the 1600s.
Right.
So to get these cleaned up and nice and certified, you have to get on a list. So we got on a list to send them over to Japan, and it just took forever. And then the company over in Japan was basically like, look, we're just not taking on, we're kind of stopping this. We're not taking on any new clients. Anybody that's on the list, we apologize, but you're done. So then they recommended a guy here in the States. So it took 37 months. We've been on his waiting list. And he just sent us an email back and was like, okay, your number came up. Take the handles off, send me pictures. I'll let you know what I can and what I'd be willing to do and all that.
Right.
And so my personal one that we thought was from the 1700s actually came up quite a bit older. He
wow.
thinks it's 1600s or earlier.
Wow.
And then the one that the shop owns came up the same way, 1600s or earlier. And he's like, yeah, these would be worth doing something. Here's what I'd be willing to do. Send them in. Turnaround time is surprisingly quick. Turnaround time is like 6 to 8 weeks or something like that.
So
But
what
I think
would
we
the
might
price
put the
point be?
well.
if
So
the-
I don't know. So that was the thing. So I can tell you what my friend who appraised them 7 years ago said was the larger of the two, the one that the shop owns, could go for as much as $30,000
Wow.
in ideal conditions, because the Suba is original and the blade itself is original, and all the money is in the blade. You know, if the blade's in good condition, that's where the money is. You know, like the wood handle and shit. Most of them are all disintegrated. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And my personal one, when he thought it was from the 1700s, was about half that.
Okay.
So I don't know. I don't know where it's going to go. But and that's also if we choose to put them up to auction after the refurbishment. I don't think I'll put mine up for auction. I think I'm going to keep it. I'm going to put it next to my bed. And if it kills somebody, it's worth more, right?
Yeah.
So if somebody breaks in, that's what I'm going to use.
It's the first time it's been used in 400 fucking years.
I'm gonna do some ultimate weeb mall ninja shit, and I'm gonna keep a Wakizashi in my house for intruders. But it is surprisingly small. I think from end to end, it is probably less than 24 inches, which is quite small for a Wakizashi. Like the guy it was made for, he must have been a wee little individual because
they called him the Wasp.
That's what I like about hanging out at the knife shop is it's like Pawn Stars. You never know when some widow is going to come in and be like, I've got this ancient samurai sword. And then like everybody comes over and whoa. It's just a feel-good place.
And we've had several of these katanas and wakis through the shop, and what we always do is the same thing. We don't fuck around. We just we have a guy who appraises these. Yes, he's our friend, but he's not on the dole. So if you leave it here, we will schedule a time when he could come in. If you want to be here for it, that's fine. He will appraise it. Whatever he appraises it at, we will offer you that money. We're not going to negotiate. We're not going to try to talk you down. Nothing like that. You're also not going to get a 50% premium out of us. It's just like if he says it's worth, in present condition, he says it's worth $2,000. We will offer you $2,000. And then we'll also say, if you want it to be worth more, here is the people you contact. We are on this list. Here's what wait times kind of look like. If you want to do that, go that route. And almost always, people will be like, sure, give me the contact. And then they'll contact them and then find out what it's going to take to get this done. And then they come back and be like, I'll just take the $2,000, thank you. And so we end up buying it.
So I have the Cold Steel Magnum Tonto that I bought at the shop. Does Cold Steel make Magnum Waki size?
Most assuredly.
Okay.
I
figured they would.
I would bet my
They sure fucking do.
I would bet my last dollar.
Okay, I'm gonna get one of those.
Oh, they sure do.
Because that's got to be my Bigfoot fighting sidearm, is to have a Waki that tight quarters in the forest. I can whip that out.
Dense trees.
Yeah.
Actually, we've got one upstairs from the 1700s.
No, the katana is from the 1800s, and then both Wakis are from the 1600s.
I remember when that guy came in too.
The guy with the
full size.
the katana, that thing smells like absolute horrid trash.
He
too.
brought it in, and he's like, "This is my dad's. He brought it back from Japan, and after World War II." And we're like, "Well, now we can't send it back because they'll seize it.
Yeah, that's
So we can't get it professionally redone because it'll be seized.
unless you do it in the States. But finding somebody in the States who's like I mean, the thing is like
Finding
the
someone
work.
in the States who's got the rep.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like the work this guy's gonna do. It's probably not outside my skill set.
Yeah.
But nobody gives a fuck who I am, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like you need it from this guy. This guy did it. It was, you know what I mean? Like we went through the proper channels from a guy who knows his shit.
The company you wanted to go to for the first place, I looked them up. They don't fix chips.
Yeah, they do
They
not.
reforge the fucking sword and move the steel around, and the sword becomes ever so slightly thinner to fill in the gaps.
We had a guy.
And I was just like, Jesus Christ. And they got Shinto priests hammering in the whole fucking 9 yards. And I'm like, my God.
Can I tell you this, right? The most expensive katana we ever had in the shop that we had ever appraised. This guy had brought it in, and he had it on his mantle.
Yeah.
And he didn't know it, but his grandkid had taken it, and him and his grandkid's friend
Chopped the
had a
tree
little
down.
sword fight, and there was little bitty chips all up the edge.
yeah.
Like this thing was royally fucked. And it was the oldest and most expensive katana I've ever seen. And like even my buddy that was appraising it was like, I think this kid probably did $50,000 worth of damage to this knife. It's like, holy shit.
That is horrible.
Yeah, I felt really bad for him. It's like, I mean,
man.
what are you gonna do? Run your grandkid through? You know,
Yeah.
you can only be like, oh
Yes,
well,
sir,
fuck it. I mean, I think, and to be honest, the guy probably wasn't gonna sell it. He just wanted to be like, hey, can I get this fixed? And it's like, holy shit, man. I mean, I don't even know if this company in Japan could fix it.
I have a love-hate relationship with cold steel. They're like small knives and they're folders. I feel like they're the Coors Light of the knife world.
I'm going to point out their triad lock is fucking phenomenal.
Wait, you feel like they're the what of the knife
The
world?
Coors Light of the knife world.
He's saying C lights, C minuses.
yeah.
But their Magnum Tonto and like their axes and all that kind of stuff I can't get enough of.
Yeah.
So that's the next blade on my list is the Waki size one that Cold Steel makes.
They used to make, was it? No, I think it might have been Condor. There used to be a company made a katana. It was the tactical katana and the tactical Waki.
Condor
Was it Condor?
with the
Okay.
micarta handle.
Yeah, no, it was G10. It was green G10. They had a green G10 handle, and it was made out of 1095. So
Yep.
like you could like put it in a
Condor.
vise and bend the thing like 45 degrees, and it just boing right back into place.
And
And they were
made-
not expensive.
And you can actually sword fight with them like in real life, even the Cold Steel ones, right?
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
they're
yeah.
that
Oh, yeah.
tough.
You do have to remember, a Japanese sword is a fucking razor blade.
Yeah.
So when you go edge to edge, they're designed to be disposable to a certain extent. Like that's why you'd carry multiple. Is you break the first one, you grab your second one.
But like the gas station swords
Yeah.
are complete
I
trash,
can tell you-
right?
I
Like,
can-
they would just break if you
I can tell you in a hot second whether or not it's usable or not. Like I mean, just handling it and inspecting it for. I mean, Jesus, give me 45 seconds, and I can tell you
Right.
whether or not you can use it or not.
Yeah.
And I tell people too, and they're always like, oh yeah, I got this. I don't use it for home defense. I can't believe how many people have katanas and walkies for home defense. It's so
Yeah.
weird. But
And
there's some,
boarding axes.
yeah, but there's some that like they'll have a ceremonial edge, which means it's never been sharpened. It was never intended to be sharp. It just is for fancy. And those a lot of times are not even heat treated. And you go to like, and everybody's like, well, I want to sharpen it. It's like, okay, here, I'll sharpen it. But this is like, it's mushy.
Yeah.
So like it's gonna ruin the belt. Because it's going to impart all this mushy, unheat treated steel onto it. It's not going to
Yeah.
sharpen. And then if you go to use this, it's going to be dangerous. Like, don't go out whacking trees with it. It's going to break and stick you in the leg. Like, you're going to be fucked.
I need to learn how to sword fight because there's a surprising amount of people that actually get shot every year by cops with swords. I mean, that
Really?
happens. I mean, and just look at Florida. You always hear about man with sword.
Look
shot
at
by
Alaska.
cops.
It's happened
It's happened
8
several
times in
times.
the past 10 years.
Yeah,
mean,
yeah. There's always
I
some
would
guy with a
rather,
sword.
dude, I'd rather have an axe. You want to fight?
Yeah.
Here's something we've learned in the shop too. Is we're downtown. We get a lot of crazy people. I don't give a shit how fucking crazy you are. Everybody knows axe bad. So
Yeah.
when people start to get an attitude, you just go over, grab an axe off the wall. I'm sorry, you need to leave. And they're like, yeah, sure, I'm out of here. Bye. And then they leave.
Well, there is something to be said for dudes that deploy, a decade ago started carrying those tactical tomahawks
Yeah,
instead of
100%.
swords. Like, I mean, if a sword was better, they'd be having little mini walkies.
Yeah, no.
But instead, they've got
Axes.
those RMJ, axes.
Yeah,
So-
axes, baby.
I think it's all the environment you're in. They're having to get through doors, break through windows,
Yeah.
and having something that's essentially a sledgehammer with an edge on the other side.
Yeah.
Is a lot more fucking
Well,
useful.
a lot of
Yeah.
it was cultural too, because the brandishing an axe in the sandbox, it made a cultural statement. They understood right away. No matter what language you speak, like, fuck, axe, never mind. Now, that's anecdotal. I might be full of shit. And there's probably people who will be like, he doesn't know what he's talking about because I wasn't in the service. But I've heard this story several times.
So we got Winklers, we got RMJ. Who else makes like the tactical tomahawks that people use?
Oh,
Half-face.
half-face,
Oh,
Tor.
half-face, yeah.
Yeah.
Now the Winklers are really hard to find. Like I know
Yeah.
I've been on a wait list with you guys because for some reason the first two I got lucky on.
Yeah.
But now they're like really hard to find.
Who's the author that uses Winkler in all his books and uses them in his logo? car. He wrote the terminal list.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Car.
So he is the reason that Winklers are impossible to get.
Right. They're popular.
Well, not to mention that Winklers are just fucking good.
And
But
I've
it's
that
car.
Honda
that's-
never stood a chance.
Yeah, right.
I've got the front spike one that is just wicked. It's basically a tomahawk, and then the blade side has like a big spike on it.
I want an RMJ Snuggles Warhammer.
What does
Oh
that
man,
look
you're
like?
reading my fucking
It looks
mind.
like it's like a tomahawk with a spike and everything.
And a
but the
Thor
front
hammer?
looks like the devil's meat tenderizer is what
Oh,
it looks
wow.
like. It's just all and it's like bolted together and it's all spikes on the front. It's a Warhammer and they call it Snuggles. It's made
it's
by
about
RMJ.
4.5 pounds of 80 CRV2.
It is badass.
So it's basically like a real life Thor's hammer
Yeah.
that would just crack skulls.
Oh yeah, like you wouldn't need a second swing as long as you made contact with the first one.
Wow.
Yeah, there's no body armor. There's no armor that would stop that if you gave it a full fucking swing.
Yeah. It's like that fucking meth head bat we have upstairs. As long as you connect once, it's gonna do enough damage. You don't need to connect a second time.
I like everything Half Face Blades makes.
Yeah.
And what I like even more than Half Face Blades is the We Kill Bad Dudes.
Oh yeah.
Isn't that like a sub company that kind of,
As far as I know, they are
Sprung from-
affiliated.
yeah.
I don't know the exact nature of their affiliation, but I know they are.
So they are the company that does all the shirts and stickers for Half Fates Blades.
Oh, okay. All right.
And so, like, it's also owned by them. So, like,
Yeah.
vertical integration. But they also occasionally release a product of their own that's kind of tactical.
I have two of their lead blackjacks, the lead shot.
Slapjack. I have
slapjacks.
one that I got from you guys too.
I keep one in each car.
I still like their marketing on that. It's 18 ounces of shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I'll take it. There's a lot of people that need to shut the fuck up. I mean, I'm probably in that group sometimes too, but I'm the one with the slapjack, so.
And so
Fuck off.
how are those made? Obviously, it's got a leather exterior and then like a bar of lead inside.
No,
or-
it's shot. It's pellets. It's like it's probably birdshot if I'm honest. It's probably not buck. It doesn't feel like buckshot. It feels like birdshot. But they fit a lot in there, and it's got a little piece of like probably Kydex or something that runs down the length
It's
of it.
actually a spring.
Oh, is it a piece of spring steel? That was
Yes.
gonna be my next guess.
So what they do is it's a little nylon bag with 18 ounces of birdshot in it.
It is
or,
birdshot.
Or buckshot, either or.
I bet it's birdshot.
And then they attach a spring to it, and it's not all that dissimilar from the same kind of spring you have like stopping your door from hitting the wall.
Yeah.
Boing.
It is. It's
Interesting.
surprisingly satisfying to use that thing.
Oh,
I've used it a
it
couple
is,
of
yeah.
times. It's like, ooh.
Yeah.
I think one of the ones I have is ostrich skin too. So it's gonna leave a nice pattern on your face, and it looks pretty.
Stippled for her pleasure.
Yeah, it goes with my Gucci bag.
And you just like barely tap your hand with it, and it hurts.
You do not. Yeah, you do not need a lot. Like the lead is doing a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's doing a lot of the heavy lifting.
Yeah.
I highly recommend it for anybody who can get away with owning one. I highly recommend you own one.
And speaking of shot, I saw there was an argument online. I couldn't believe the people from one side. So they showed a video of, and they're like, this is why you never use birdshot on a human invader, only use, buckshot. And it showed like this guy, he had a knife or something. He was attacking somebody, like they shot him in the legs with a shotgun and he kept coming. And they were like, this was birdshot. And everybody was like, you're an idiot. If you are 5 feet away, even if it's birdshot, it's going to act like a slug. It's going to put a massive hole.
You're not going to get nearly enough spread.
No.
Yeah.
And I mean, even, for 15 yards,
I mean,
it's going to
think
be
it-
deadly.
Think about what you use it for. You shoot birds in the sky.
Yeah.
That's the spread.
Right.
You shoot somebody down a hallway, bullshit.
Yeah, that's what and there are actually people, duck hunters, because you do see bears in the fall and in some of these marshes. There have been duck hunters up here in Alaska that have taken out a brown bear or grizzly with birdshot.
You're
but
shitting
you
me.
just have to wait till it gets really close.
Oh yeah. You wait till your asshole's fully puckered before you pull the trigger.
You got to be like it's got to be like 2 feet away.
I
But
don't know.
I mean, you think about it. If a grizzly bear skull, its head is 2 feet away, buckshot is just gonna
It's one mass.
massive.
It's one massive lead.
Yeah. So it makes sense.
I mean, the other side of the argument is you don't call the cops. You shoot them, they go in your basement.
Yeah. There you
Thanks,
go.
John Wayne Gacy. Appreciate that one.
I was more thinking like Pulp Fiction, but yeah.
Okay. His head's dead, baby.
There was one story of a guy in, I forgot where he was. He was on one of those archipelagos that Iceland owns, but he was out in Scandinavia, an area where there are polar bears. And this polar bear stalked him. He had a .44 Magnum, and he ended up killing the polar bear, but he had severe frostbite on one of his hands because he waited. And because he was holding the .44 Magnum out,
Yeah.
and he had to wait until the polar bear got close enough where he knew he was going to get one shot.
On a gun that's getting colder by the second,
Yeah.
and he's just got to
So
hold on
he's
to
like,
it.
yeah,
I think he'd be like under your armpit or some shit.
right.
I'm going to say fair trade.
Yeah.
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 You decide to be
Died
there.
by polar bear or lose a finger or two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You decide to be there. Like,
And
yeah.
the polar bear was testing him, like it would stalk him, get close, swat a little bit, and it finally got a few feet away where he was able to shoot it in the head.
Fucking polar bear too. It's the fucking size
Yeah.
of an SUV.
Yeah, they're big.
People don't realize how big they are. Have you ever seen the video of the guy who's running around his truck and the polar bear's chasing him around?
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't know what he's running around, but he's running around an SUV, and the polar bear's half the size of the car he's trying to get inside.
Yeah. My buddy had
Maybe.
my buddy had a scary brown bear encounter. He was working for an oil company, but he was based like in Western Alaska or the Alaska Peninsula, and they specifically said, don't bring your own firearms. But he snuck one anyways because they had him staying in a tent. Like they were out
What?
doing like whatever.
Stay in a
surveying.
tent, no firearm?
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah, that's what he was like. And he said that at one point, a grizzly bear stuck its face into the tent and like leaned in, so all he could see was the outline of this massive skull, and it was like breathing, like sniffing him. And he said he just held up his .44 Magnum, pointed at it, but then it just like sniffed him and went away.
And went away.
Yeah.
It's like, I smell gunpowder. I'm going to go this way.
But yeah, it's bear season is coming up here. I mean, they're going to start waking up in the next 2 months.
Yeah, April 15th is the start of bear season. My buddy's going to bait a couple.
I might do a bait station hunt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Last year I went Kachemak Bay and did a black bear hunt. I'd got a small black bear, but the coastal hunts are good. You just have to have a boat. But this year I think I may do more interior, some bait stuff.
Do you use the meat or do you go for the pelt?
I use the meat because all those
What do
black
you do?
bears.
You chili? Do you stew?
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
do steaks. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's
all
ballsy.
Biscuits. Lots of biscuits.
I mean, a lot of people like to save the back straps. Everything I get just goes into burger.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
chili, bear bacon surprisingly is really good.
Yeah.
Some people will like
Really?
take big chunks of it, and you can turn it into one of these places in
Yeah.
Can I
town.
make a small request?
I got a...
We need some bear bacon.
Bear bacon.
My buddy that was he just came in here today, had a cigar in the lounge, but he's got a dry cabin out past Talkeetna.
Nice.
And then he's got some property out towards the Sutton way. And he baits at both places.
Yeah.
And he's aiming for he wants a full length grizzly coat.
Oh,
with like the
nice.
paws hanging over the shoulders. You know that coat's got to
And
weigh
the
100 pounds.
Full-on hoodie.
I don't think he's gonna have the head as the hood, but
Oh, man. I'm thinking Tropic Thunder.
but like right over there, you can't see it. So I have a black bear head right over there. You can kind of see it above the TV if you look. But
The guy.
it's not mine. I'm trying to save it because it used to be a full rug, but it got damaged and fucked up, and it's old. It's probably 40 years old, and it's just falling apart. So I saved the head.
I had a brown bear, or actually a grizzly bear, hide tanned, and the taxidermist was begging me to make a vest out of it. He was like, "Oh man, you could make a Viking vest out of this."
Yeah.
He really wanted me to. So,
All right, Ragnar.
but there are a few parasites and diseases you can get. The main thing, of course, is trichinosis.
Trichinosis, yeah.
And that's easy. You got to cook it to 190 degrees internal temperature.
Yeah.
10 years
My
ago,
buddy does dewormer every year. Every year for 30 days, he takes dewormer just in case.
I should do that because I've skinned bears and like you'll have some juice pop in your eye
Yeah.
or something. And I'm thinking, I wonder if I'm getting a parasite from that.
Yeah, you probably are.
You got
there-
a good immune system. Are you looking for a cameraman?
Yeah, 10 years ago. So there was a guy about 10 years ago in the newspapers, and it said this guy was sitting in his dry cabin, and he started going into seizures on his bed, and then he remembered, I ate some rare bear meat.
Oh
2
my
weeks
God.
ago." So I don't know who in their right mind would eat rare bear meat. Like it was red in the middle. He didn't cook it enough.
Yeah.
And the trichinosis went on and on to the point where he started having seizures, and then remembered, oh shit, I ate rare bear meat.
I remember listening to the Meat Eater podcast one time, and Ranella was talking about the time he tried to feed bear to his kids, and they didn't want to eat it, and his wife was like, no, what are you doing? And then he's like, fuck it, I'll eat it. And he gave himself trichinosis. So he almost gave trichinosis to his whole family.
I mean, shouldn't you stew it, let it cool down?
Chili or stew is the way you do it.
I was like, you would stew it.
I mean,
let it cool
bacon
down.
makes sense because you can well done bacon.
Yeah. I even fry the meat as long as you just cook it for a long time.
Yeah.
It's fine. Did you guys
It'd be
see?
so tough, though.
This came out just a week ago, or less than a week. Some guy, I think he was in Alaska, just got some rare disease. It's called seal something. And do you guys know what I'm talking about? Seal balloon disease or something.
Seal balloon disease?
His hand puffed up like the Marshmallow Man.
Holy shit.
And he got it from a bear, but it's a disease you can only get from marine mammals. So the bear ate a rotten seal.
He ate a coastal bear.
Yeah.
Right.
The bear killed a rotten seal.
Well, even coastal bear is the hardest to make palatable too.
Yeah.
You know, it's all dead animals and fish and shit.
Yeah.
It's like they never taste great. You want a berry bear.
Yeah, absolutely. Sweet like blueberries. But somehow the bear got the disease from a walrus or some shit that it ate. And then this guy just shot it and ate it. And then his hand and his arm puffed up like the Marshmallow Man. But it's called seal something disease, but it's pretty rare.
I mean, you want to put yourself off bear, all you got to do is watch the videos when you cut up in the stomach and it's just a mess of worms.
Yeah.
Or after you shoot it and they start crawling out its ass. You're like, damn, I'm going to eat this thing.
And the brown bears are way worse. I got lucky. Like the brown bear that I shot, or I guess it was a grizzly bear, it wasn't eating salmon. It didn't stink like fish. And the meat, I bagged it up, and it tasted just like black bear meat. It was delicious.
Really?
So I made, this was years ago.
That's like a 1 in 1,000 brown bear shot.
I made a video where I actually fried up, I turned it all into burger.
Mm-hmm.
I fried up some brown bear cheeseburgers, and then there was all this lard and grease in the pan, and I fried my French fries in the bear grease. And so I had a big, massive brown bear cheeseburger and then bear fries.
What'd you think?
It was good.
Really?
It was really good, yeah. Because
I'm intrigued.
It tasted just like black bear. To me, black bear is the second best meat in Alaska. The first, I would say,
They're pretty good. They're kind of picky on what they eat.
Blacktail.
Sitka blacktail?
Yeah.
I love Sitka blacktail. It's my favorite
It just
thing.
tastes like, Sitka blacktail tastes like wild beef to me.
Oh, yeah. It's like the cleanest beef you've ever had in your life.
Yeah.
There you go, Sitka blacktail.
Butter, salt, and pepper is all
it
you need.
It needs next to nothing.
Yeah.
Like every time I make I made the mistake of doing this math.
Mm-hmm.
Every blacktail, because the flying and the hunt and the guides and the fuel and all that shit, and it's like I think every blacktail cheeseburger I eat cost me $47.
And they're so small.
Yeah. Oh, they call them suitcase deer because you can just tie their feet together and carry them like a suitcase.
You can.
I miss living in Southeast Alaska. You just get on a friend's boat, 2 hours later, bam, back on the boat, home.
But black bear meat, a good black bear that's not eating fish, I mean, it tastes like a mixture between wild pork and elk.
Really?
Like it doesn't have a lot of gaminess to it. If you got a berry bear, then there's a sweetness to the meat.
I would say more like home-raised pork, not industrial pork.
Yeah.
Not wild, because
Farm.
I've had wild boar. and
Nobody
it's
eats boar on
fucking nasty.
purpose.
Like home-raised farm beef.
Yeah, like
pork.
you're feeding it your scraps and stuff. It's kind of a pet, but not really. And then you eat it at one point.
You're just slaughtering it
So
and eating
sad.
it, like you do with pets.
Yeah, I mean, if you've ever been on a farm, that's unfortunately how it works.
Yeah. That's why you don't name it.
Yeah, this is bacon. That's cutlet. That's backstrap.
Yeah.
Pigs are one of the most smartest animal too. They're just below dogs. So we've got whales and orcas, dolphins,
Elephants.
and chimps. Scientists will argue if chimps are smarter than dolphins or orcas are smarter than chimps. They're pretty close. They're smart in different ways. And then it comes down to like dogs. And then pigs are under that.
Yeah.
Like they're super smart. I didn't know that.
Dolphins are the rapiest animal on the planet.
Oh, they're evil. They're pure evil. Yeah.
Pure evil.
I
People think
would
they're so
say-
cute and everything. It's like, no. Look
They're
at
right
what they did. They
underneath
put a
otters.
human analog. There was a test they did where they put a human analog with a tracker, and this pod of dolphins took it into an underwater cave and then just repeatedly raped it constantly.
They're like the chimps of the Sea World. Like if you've got a wild pod of dolphins, if one dolphin like comes up to a human and is like, "Hey, my human friend, I'm going to save you," you know, all those stories. Well, the dolphin saved me from drowning, and then it comes back to the pod. The pod is going to take turns, like taking bites out of it until it dies. Like they're like, "Oh, you're friends with the human," and then
Really?
freaking kill it.
You're
Yeah.
shitting me. That's a
They,
thing?
well, they do think they're really mean to each other.
Oh, Jesus.
They're like they kill each other and rape you. They're just like chimps. They're
Fuck
just
dolphins.
super mean. Yeah, fuck dolphins. They're super mean.
I gotta wonder if compassion is a human thing.
Humpback whales are super compassionate.
Oh, elephants too. Mourn their dead for weeks.
Yeah.
Years.
So do orcas.
Okay. Thanks.
Sorry.
Fuck you, Data.
No.
Yeah.
We watched a video where they replaced thank with fuck, and they bleeped it out, so it's like boop,
So
new data.
every time we watch it's like a compilation from Star Trek: The Next Generation. Every time someone was like, "Thank you, Data," and he'd be like, "Oh, actually, what we would have to do is this and that," and everyone was like, "Fuck you, Data." So we watched that compilation before you got here.
There's a guy that makes these mashups of what was that 90s freaking gangster show with Tony, what's his name?
Oh, wait, you're talking about a movie with Tony Montana?
No, the series. It
Tony
was,
Blair.
no,
Tony,
it was,
the Prime Minister?
it was that gangster Italian mafia series that was on
Tony
HBO.
Soprano. Tony Soprano. The
No.
Sopranos.
The Sopranos.
Yeah, The Sopranos. Yeah.
Somebody did a mashup of Star Trek: The Next Generation and The Sopranos, where it'd like have Picard and Riker talking some shit, and then Tony Soprano would be like, "Fuck you guys, I'm gonna do this," and they'd like.
All right, you've piqued my interest. I gotta look this
They
up.
blended it perfectly. It was pretty funny.
All right, I gotta look this up.
But yeah, the bears also have like weird like tapeworms and
Yeah.
like 3 foot long worms that'll come out its ass.
Yeah.
So it's kind of scary.
Yeah. It looks like well, shit. Now I'm just getting off topic. There's a video where someone will take a praying mantis and they grab it with tweezers and hold it underwater,
Yeah.
and then the parasites in the praying mantis will need to come out because it's dying. And it's like you can't believe how much worm comes out of this fucking praying mantis, and how is
Yeah.
this thing still alive?
I should
All right, so
probably
there's
get.
my tangent.
Now I'm paranoid. I should probably get dewormed too after this season.
I mean, what?
Why you're so svelte.
Yeah.
What's horse dewormer? It's ivermectin.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
ivermectin.
That's what my buddy takes. He's like, dude, he goes for 1 month every year. I take ivermectin just to make sure, because he hunts bears every year.
When COVID was a thing, one of my buddies was just like, "I gotta get some ivermectin," and and like everybody was going to the pharmacies asking for it, and you had to lie, and like only a couple would release it, and you have to be like, "I have a horse, and I really need this ivermectin," and like sometimes, okay, you can have some.
Yeah.
But now I actually need some.
Well,
So
I
it's-
think the scare is over. I think you can probably get it. I'll ask my buddy where he gets his. He can get some.
Yeah.
I honestly feel like if you went to your doctor and just like, hey, I go black bear hunting
Yeah.
and brown bear hunting.
Can I get some dewormer?
And this wormer shit comes out. Can I just get some like a month-long dose after I go hunting? And he's probably gonna be like, rubber stamp.
I
bam."
honestly think he would probably say, "Wait, how many years have you been going hunting? You should have came sooner.
Yeah.
Here's your
'Cause
dewormer."
I shit you not, I have been skinning a black bear, and this happened to me just last year. And like, there'll be like some pustule of clear fluid,
Gosh.
and I'll hit that, and it just, bloop, even though I have rubber gloves, it'll go bloop, right in my eye.
Oh,
Just a
God.
pustule of clear
I don't like this story at all.
bear fluid right in my eye.
And I imagine you very carefully pull off the glove, and you're like, oh my
Oh,
god.
and just smear it in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just
Get it in
smear
that duct. Make sure it's all nice and rubbed in.
This has been a Old Man Folders and the Mall Ninja Kid presentation. Thank you for joining us. We shall see you next time.